this interesting relationship with the BTS Army. We talk about it every day.
Yep.
I interviewed BTS the other night. A few people out of a billion people didn't really care for something I asked, even though I was told to ask it. Long story short, I love the BTS guys.
Yeah.
I love them. I love what they stand for. I love that they're bringing, several cultures together to make us one culture, everything. So a lot of members of the BTS Army were upset that some members were mad at me, and they were saying very mean things, vicious things, like, let's kill Elvis, things like that. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, my God. A little dramatic.
So the BTS Army, they've been sending beautiful flowers. They've been sending all sorts of positive vibes and great messages. So they've done something else now that has just made me understand how much I love the BTS Army. As you know, I love DonorsChoose.org, where you can go on and find different teachers around the country who need funding for projects in their classroom.
Yeah.
So a lot of members of BTS, should I read this to you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. You know me, Mr. Not Prepared. Some members of BTS's Army went online and, crap. Andrew, where's that thing that was online? Andrew Pugley. I'm sorry, but this is worthy of, okay. It's a project from #ArmyWithLove to classrooms in honor of #Uncle Elvis.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
no, completely right.
This is a classroom project picked for support on the Elvis Duran Show Donors Choose crowdfunding site. Let's shower them with some big purple love in this name of Uncle Elvis. So far, they've donated $2,300.
Get out of here.
To teachers around the country who need projects funded in their classroom.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
After they fully funded that first project, they were like, oh, guys, we did this in 20 minutes. Let's keep going with classrooms. So they kept adding classrooms throughout the whole day.
That's amazing.
So they understand the importance of teachers and how they need funding for things. Let me tell you, this BTS Army, they're doing some good stuff out there.
Apparently.
There's a few that want me dead. And that's okay. You know what? The ratio's actually on my side. The majority of them, they're just great. So say what you will about the BTS Army and BTS. Look at the good that's coming out of this relationship.
Yeah, I was shocked. It was so nice. And like I said, they keep adding projects even into today, which is amazing.
That's so cool. Classy little group of people.
I know. I love them. And the flowers. We got more flowers today. BTS Army.
Hey.
BTS Army. I purple you.
How does one get a fan army?
I don't know. Well, you need to be BTS and you'll earn one.
Yeah, I'm a little far away from that.
Yeah. No, you're okay.
Darn it.
Anyway, so that made me feel good.
The Army are great.
They're the most beautiful human beings.
They're so awesome. Also, they're so poorly represented in culture as these fangirl, crazy, mindless, and they're the opposite. They're intelligent, they're funny, they're tasteful, they're charitable. It's so crazy.
They are really kind, strategic, intelligent individuals.
Yeah.
Who really, they're the main promotional vehicle of BTS to the point where they were buying billboards for them in major cities.
I know.
I
know.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's really remarkable.
It's crazy.
It's really remarkable. They wanted to say thank you to me for something, and they organized something charitable in my name.
That's awesome.
And they were like, what should we do for Halsey to say thank you? Should we stream her song? Should we this? And they're like, nah, she doesn't care about that stuff. Let's donate to a charity in her name. And organized this whole thing, and then did this charitable thing for me. And they were like, this is our way of saying thanks, Halsey. Thanks. And I was like,
that's spectacular.
And part of me was like, why isn't everyone's fans doing this? Can you imagine if everyone's fans thanked them by organizing charity in their name?
By helping others?
What a better place this world would be.
서러운 마음을 못 이겨 잠 못 들던 어두운 밤을 또 견디고 내 절망과 상관없이 무심하게 또 아침은 날 깨우네 상처는 생각보다 쓰리고 아픔은 생각보다 깊어가 널 원망하던 수많은 밤이 내겐 지옥 같아 내 곁에 있어줘 내게 머물러줘 네 손을 잡은 날 놓치지 말아줘 이렇게 네가 한 걸음 멀어지면 내가 한 걸음 더 가면 되잖아 하루에도 수천 번씩 네 모습을 되뇌이고 생각했어 내게 했던 모진 말들 그 싸늘한 눈빛 차가운 표정들
Your army sent us flowers.
Oh, really?
To thank us for having you on.
And that has never happened before with any other artist.
Called the Army Help Center, which has spontaneously arisen to be a self-help support center for young people all over the world. Obviously, where young people can't otherwise get access to a mental health professional, these volunteers are providing an important service.
It's safe to say that ARMY are the most powerful fandom in the world, but they're also the most diverse. It's not uncommon to find fans of different genders, ethnicities, and ages.
First, it starts off thinking, what do the boys love? And what are the things we can do in their name? RM focused groups always go for nature projects. So you plant trees, you adopt turtles, you adopt koalas in their name. And it's always done in the name of BTS or ARMY. And One in an Army is a great example of that.
On the day of BTS's historic Citi Field concert, volunteers from One in an Army, a fan-driven global charity initiative, were collecting canned goods and blankets just across the street to give to local organizations City Harvest and Coalition for the Homeless.
We're doing this as a thank you to New York for being so hospitable to BTS and to the Army.
We are dedicated fans, we are loyal fans, but we also wanted to show that we instill goodwill in each Army. Once you get one person involved, it's like a chain reaction to everybody else.
Even if we only do a small thing, that can be a big thing for somebody else.
We want to make them proud. We do. We really do.
For ARMY, these simple acts of kindness bring them closer to BTS and to each other. Purple Ribbon Army, another fan-led initiative, was also outside Citi Field handing out purple ribbon wristbands. They serve as reminders to concertgoers to be respectful to their fellow armies.
We got the purple ribbons up, we're waiting for the boys, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't even right now. I'm going to see Hobie's perfection in person. Purple Ribbon Army turned up, came out, and we're so ready to see.
Hold back! Hold the line! Timmy, hold the line. Hold the line! Here they come. Get ready. Hold the line! Hold the line! Do not let anybody pass, you guys! Here they come. You ready? No. I'm not. We're here to help you. Here they come. Here we go. Here they come. Hey, go to the back side. Hey, get them out of the way! Hold the ribbon! Go.
up days in advance, camping out in Central Park in the rain to secure their spot at the free show.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That'll be 7 days that you slept out here?
Just because it's them, we would literally sleep out here for days in rain, snow, sun.
What could I offer you, money-wise, to give me your tickets, give me your spot?
You can't label a price on these guys.
Right. Between
What were you chanting earlier before we started the show? Let's hear it. What were you... I love you guys. I love BTS too. I love their look. I love their music. Obviously, they're amazing dancers. And we've got the biggest boy band on the planet. BTS is on the show. Whoa.
All right, so let me ask you this. How long would you wait in line for a front row spot for your favorite band? Look at this. These are mega fans. They've been camped out along Fifth Avenue for days now, all waiting for a chance to see Korean boy band BTS as they perform in Central Park tomorrow.
Steph, they are so devoted. They've come from all over the country. They've braved the rain. Look at this for days. But they say it's worth it. I hear their fans are pretty fantastic. We're going to get over to News Force Gus Rosendale live on the Upper East Side. Gus, dedicated fans out there.
There is dedication, and then there's this kind of dedication. Take a look. This is the scene from 72nd Street going on for several blocks here. Fans, these folks have been here for probably a week. Many more stretching down the avenue here. Now, BTS, we did a little research into this. What does it mean? Well, one is beyond the scene. Another phrase is the Bangtan Boys. And another sort of interpretation, if you sort of translate it from Korean, is to a bulletproof Boy Scouts. Yes, well, if they are bulletproof, these fans are weatherproof.
Their fans, I swear to you, it's like the Beatles have, like, Lazarus just risen from the dead. Like, people are really into BTS. It's like, they're loud.
Fans have been lining up for hours now just for the merchandise booth. Can you believe that?
And they had these like sticks with these balls that light up, and everybody had one. They paired it to your seat, so everything was color coordinated and would light up with the music.
So the fans are involved.
Oh yeah, everybody's involved, and there's like little dance moves that everybody knew. I was like, what is
happening?
How was the music? The music was great. It was great, and the whole place they were all singing in Korean.
That's pretty incredible.
The BTS Army lining up by the hundreds as early as 3:30 in the morning, waiting in line for hours just for the merchandise booth.
I got up about 6:45, took the dog for a walked down to the Rose Bowl, and there's people lined up. I don't know if it was a meet and greet or what, but I thought, why are there people already? I don't even want to be up right now, and here I am watching all these people. They looked happy though, so.
So there I am last night after the show on social media, which I shouldn't be, digesting my meal of swordfish, which I baked in the oven with some asparagus. I was very happy with my meal last night. And then I go on Twitter, and a very nice person has tweeted me and thanked me for playing BTS on my show. Now, at first I thought, oh, they must be referring to a couple of weeks ago. You know, when we were playing their songs when we first heard about them. That's what they must be referring to.
Oh, yeah. Didn't we do it? This was like a few weeks ago.
Right.
We started playing all sorts of new K-pop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think like 10 of the top 10 songs were all either BTS or members of BTS in some incarnation or remix or whatever. So a lovely young lady by the name of Hope 17 Hope 17 My on Twitter. She, instead of tweeting Drew's on air, who's this cat named Drew in Miami, nice guy according to our friend Bob Page from Universal, Skinny Bob, she says, thanks at Drew on the radio and Y100 Miami for playing Boy with Love by BTS featuring Halsey. BTS Army appreciates you. And she throws up the rocker sign emoji and the hearts emoji. And I thought, okay, here's an opportunity to kind of mess with somebody, because that's what I do on Twitter. Somebody tweets me mistakenly or meanly or whatever. I like to mess with them a little bit, to just have some fun. No malice, just a little fun, right? So I take that tweet And as we are an all-talk radio station, which I imagine some BTS fans are finding out for the first time, I'll explain. Don't fret. I said, no problem. It brings me joy to expose my listeners to Boy With Love by BTS and Halsey, as my favorite part of my job is all the great music we play on 102.5 The Bone, and tomorrow it's all BTS for the grateful BTS Army. Now, I kind of meant that as a fun joke, you know what I mean? I thought it'd be neat to play some of their music today, but I didn't really know that I would end up not only doing a deep dive into what this band and its fans are all about, but actually developing a sincere appreciation for the band, its music, its message, and more than any of that, its fan base, who I find to be unbelievably positive, polite, and simply wonderful people. You, Seth, worked in the days of alternative rock radio when the Echelon would call stations to try to get 30 Seconds to Mars airplay.
Yes, fan groups, they're very aggressive. The Echelon, when I worked at Hot 101.5, the Swifties, the One Directioners, the Selenators, I mean, they want you to play their music and they don't want you to say anything bad about their friends.
Well, see, and that's where every fan base has gotten it wrong. Not everyone. Just about every fan base has gotten it wrong up until now, because they become overbearing, and then the minute you give them any pushback, they become rude and downright insulting. And then they lose you. You go, well, screw you. If your fans are like that, why would we play your music?
I've hated Jared Leto for years because the Echelon was so aggressive. They hung banners in our parking lot, and they put stuff on our automobiles.
They would hire people to call up and request 30 Seconds to Mars who weren't even 30 Seconds to Mars fans. I would put them on the radio. I'd go, hello, and hear someone go, will you play 30 Seconds to Mars? Oh, yeah, sure. Tell me one of their songs. Play 30 Seconds to Mars, please. Can you tell me who the lead singer is? Play 30 Seconds to Mars. That every day, 10 times a day.
Big Latino fan base?
I think they just hired a bunch of people who happen to be...
oh, wow. Migrants.
Big in South America, John.
Huge.
Oh, wow.
They call them 30 Segundo de Mars.
Wow. But you haven't done anything to make these BTS Army mad. You've done nothing but spread the good word. So how could they have anything but positive things to say about you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen them say anything negative thus far. And this is what I learned, okay? So I tweet that, right? And then I see that it starts to kind of catch on a little bit on Twitter. And then people start tweeting me, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my gosh, thank you. Their music is this message and blah, blah, blah. So I think, okay, I'm 49 years old, right? My whole life, I've liked music with a little bit of an edge, whether that's punk rock, aggressive hip-hop, whatever. My favorite music is music that's got a little edge to it, although I do make room for the beautiful, inspirational bands of which I'm a fan. So I start looking into this band, and I'm not going to bore you with the details because you can learn it on your own. They are committed to authenticity, transparency, loving yourself, and being okay with not being okay. That above and beyond everything else, where the worlds of and I don't want to single out any artists, but Lil Peep, Lil Xan, Lil Yachty, that kid who died, the Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Love those guys.
They all spew this garbage music that glorifies drug use and gets people in a negative mindset against themselves and against the world. It's hurting people for the most part, hurting people who are trying to hurt other people. And that, in my opinion, it poisons the mind of the listener. It truly does. And I can't get down with that. So what I did is I went and I listened to their new song with Halsey, Boy With Love. And then I saw that it was on this album called Map of the Soul, Persona. And I thought to myself, I've seen that phrase before. Where is it? I took a couple of philosophy classes in college and found that I can really get into Nietzsche and Kant and Spinoza or Espinoza.
What was the second one you said?
Kant, K-A-N-T. His famous book, I Can Smell Your Kant, really taught me a lot. Soren Kierkegaard and the Many Steps of Reality, and Carl Jung. Jung is actually spelled J-U-N-G. So he had this stuff about the persona, about the face that we put on in public and the face that we put on in private, and how most of us hide behind that persona. So I start doing a dive into why they named the album that, and it turns out that not only are they influenced by the philosopher Carl Jung, who many teachings that you could learn a lot from, no matter what your mindset is, but now they're teaching kids that. Now these even young adults and old adults like me who get into this music are now learning philosophy. Philosophy. When's the last time you heard anyone discussing philosophy as opposed to what that queen lady named her baby or what Real Housewife used to give it to her husband in the you-know-what?
That's the stuff I like.
Right. Well, some people like to think a little bit deeper, and for those people discussing the works of Plato and Aristotle, it can be very rewarding.
And the kids are liking this?
The kids eat it up like candy.
Do they know what's going on?
Yes. Even if you don't know what they're saying, which they don't sing in English a lot of the time.
What?
I'm telling you, you can feel their music.
Oh, come on. Can I get were you listening with subtitles?
No. I didn't need subtitles. I've never experienced music. What did you think you heard? I respect it. And we have a lot of new ears on the show today, and I'd love to hear from the BTS Army. By the way, not a bunch of kids like you might think. People older than I. Ladies in their 30s.
Bye. Have a great time.